The Crusade on Jerusalem. The Crusaders began the First Crusade in 1095, and lasted for 3 years. The campaign ended with the Crusaders' success in seizing Jerusalem on July 15, 1098. The Crusades were a set of military campaigns waged by European Christians against the Islamic world from the late 11th century until the last third of the 13th century. The Crusades were given this name in reference to the cross that the Crusaders carried in battles. The religious motives for this war are found in the speeches of Pope Urban II, who called for the First Crusade. The Pope said in his speech, "It is a tragedy that the holy places where Christ died, rose and was buried are now under the control of infidels. We call on all of you, for your salvation and the salvation of the world, to move to this holy land and purify it from the impurity of infidels." Thus, the Crusaders had several reasons for seeking to seize Jerusalem. These religious, political and economic reasons, along with other factors, were behind the outbreak of the Crusades. Political motives. The Crusades were also a means of European expansion into the Middle East. The Crusaders hoped to create a Christian empire in the East. Economic motives. The Crusades were also an opportunity for European merchants to expand their trade with the Middle East. Capturing Jerusalem would have enabled them to access the Eastern markets more easily. Many parties participated in the Crusades, including Crusaders. They are European Christians who participated in the Crusades. They were from different social classes, from peasants to nobility. Their main goal was to capture Jerusalem and other holy lands that were under Muslim control. Muslims. They are the ones who defended the Holy Lands against the Crusaders. They were from various Islamic sects, from Sunnis and Shiites to Druze. Byzantine Empire. The Byzantine Empire was an ally of the Crusaders in some of the Crusades. It sought to help the Crusaders fight the Muslims who were expanding in Anatolia. Italian trading cities, such as Venice and Genoa, supported the Crusaders in some Crusades. It was seeking to secure trade routes with the Middle East. Muslims defended the Holy Land against the Crusaders under the leadership of several Muslim leaders, including Atabeg of Mosul, Imad al-Din Zengi. Imad al-Din Zengi was one of the most prominent Muslim leaders in the Crusader resistance. In 1144, he was able to regain the city of Edessa from the Crusaders, which sparked the spirit of Islamic resistance in the region. Nur al-Din Zengi. Nur al-Din Zengi was the son of Imad al-Din Zengi. He continued his father's path in the Crusader resistance, and in 1154 he was able to seize Damascus, which enabled him to unify the Levant under his rule. Saladin al-Ayoubi. Saladin al-Ayoubi was one of the most famous Muslim leaders in the Crusader resistance. In 1187, he was able to defeat the Crusaders in the Battle of Hattin and seize Jerusalem. In addition to these leaders, there were many other Muslim leaders who contributed to the Crusader resistance, among them Muwaffaq al-Din Arslan Shah. Muwaffaq al-Din Arslan Shah was the emir of Aleppo. He fought the Crusaders in many battles, and in 1164 he was able to defeat them in the Battle of Hadith. Saif al-Din Ghazi II. Saif al-Din Ghazi II was the emir of Aleppo. He fought the Crusaders in many battles, and in 1175 he was able to defeat them in the Battle of Haram. Al-Zahir Baybars. Al-Zahir Baybars was the Sultan of Egypt. He fought the Crusaders in many battles, and in 1268 he was able to capture the city of Acre, the last stronghold of the Crusaders in the Levant. Muslims used many methods to resist the Crusaders, including jihad. Jihad was the main method used by Muslims to resist the Crusaders. Jihad was a call to fight for the sake of God, and it was based on the religious spirit of Muslims. Unity. Muslims needed unity in order to confront the Crusaders. Muslim leaders worked to achieve unity among Muslims, and they succeeded in doing so to a great extent. Military strategy. Muslims had high military capabilities. They used many military methods to resist the Crusaders, such as using catapults and warships. As a result of Islamic resistance, Muslims were able to repel many crusades, and were eventually able to expel the Crusaders from all the Holy Lands, except for the city of Acre, which fell in 1291. The liberation of Akka was led by Mamluk Sultan al-Ashraf Khalil bin Kalawan. The siege of Akka began on April 4, 1291, and continued for 2 months. The Muslims used catapults and warships during the siege, and they succeeded in destroying the Crusader fortifications. On May 18, 1291, the Muslims were able to enter Acre and defeat the Crusaders. Thousands of Crusaders were killed, and thousands more were captured. The liberation of Acre was a major victory for Muslims, and it had a major impact on the balance of power in the region.